we left Amsterdam, where I joined in 1970 for getting initiation in England. So it was unbelievable because I was waiting for 1 year doing so much service, and it was unbelievable to go to see Srila Prabhupada. It was very nice that I served him so long before. So the first time I saw him, it was in Bury Place. Very narrow temple with beautiful deities. But actually, I didn't know anything. I was like in a dream. So we came in the temple, all of us, and we was on our knees waiting for Srila Prabhupada coming. But you cannot imagine the feeling. It was so unbelievable. And I had so many tears like this. And then I look and everyone had tears pouring down like this. That was Srila Prabhupada, first meeting. So one day, Srila Prabhupada told us, he warned us. He was so protective for us, you know, and protective for what he was doing, building a temple so we don't get cheated. So Prabhupada said, you have to understand that they will never see that you have tilak on your forehead. They will only see, and he went like this, dollars. He went tilak, dollars. So I understood that he wants us not to be naive, to be grounded, and to be very practical. So Srila Prabhupada told me so many ways to treat children, Vedic ways, Vaishnav ways to treat children, which is totally opposite of our culture. So he said very firmly, a child should never be left to cry. You immediately pick him up. He said never to say no to a child, small child as you bring in. Never say no. He said then he will be feel very confident later. You never say no. You not contrary him. He said if a child has something that it is that you don't want him to have in his hand and like that, and you want to take it away, the way that he will not cry and not too contrary is that in the other hand you show him something and you give him. So then you will take easily that thing. He will drop it by himself and forget about it. So he said also, Srila Prabhupada said, that academics should never be given to a child before 7 years old. Otherwise he will damage, and later on he will not be able to be properly fit his brain like this. He should play so much. He said a boy who is very intelligent can be very naughty. It's a sign also of intelligence. Then he said, you know, children should have toys, should have cars. Then he was telling about the story of his guns, you know. And he said, so then if he have toys to play, then he will not have so much desire for big cars and all this, you know, like this. Then about the boys, Srila Prabhupada said that mother should feed as long as she can boys. Then he gave example that Krishna was being fed by his mother up to 7 years old. He said if boys take milk from the breast of his mother a long time, then he will not be so attracted to the breast of women later. Then Srila Prabhupada, about small babies, because we had a nice young devotee girl, Indian, but I don't remember her name now. Oh, she's called Baby. They know her in Bombay. Now she makes herself called Baby. She's mother herself. Prabhupada gave her so much attention. So she had a baby. So Prabhupada gave all instruction and I was there. So he said to her, so what you do, you give birth to your baby, and then you take a cloth, you put the arm of the baby like this, you know, near the body, and you roll the cloth around him, up to here. He said, he will sleep all day. And then Prabhupada said, you know, drinking, eating, and sleeping for baby is about the same. It makes them grow nicely. Then he said, for 1 month, you only see very close family. Only father can take baby. Even other family, you don't, and you'd never go out before minimum 1 month, because they don't get from outside bacteria, all that. No one should touch the baby. Then he gave some instruction about never yogurt like this, because it's very cold and to be careful. That we know about what to eat. So, but if you are cooking, even for the deities, and the child is coming in the kitchen and he wants to grab something, he's hungry, you have immediately to give him, even if he's not offered. Very important, feeding the child, and never beat him. Oh, girls, especially girls, if girls cries in the house, then Lakshmi will leave the house. And Prabhupada said also, girls should never be married if she's repulsed or not at all attracted to the husband. This is a big crime, he said. We are in Amsterdam. We are at the day of installation of Lord Jagannath. And unfortunately, we did everything wrong. So, one moment, after so many wrong things, and I was running there and there, and even Prabhupada one moment said, is there not any man here in this temple? So, but Prabhupada was doing the Abhishek, and Srila Prabhupada asked if there was towels. Of course, there was no towels. So I rushed outside quickly. I knocked at doors, and I came back. Somebody gave me sheets, and there was bed sheets in a plastic bag, new. So then, quickly, Prabhupada is doing the Abhishek, you know, and very quickly, with scissors, I cut the plastic, I take out the sheet, and I'm going to cut it in in three, to have 3 cows. George Jagannath, Balaram, Subhadra. I don't know how Prabhupada turned to me, don't spoil this shit. He stopped me to cut the sheet, the bed sheet. So I was amazed that, again, Srila Prabhupada will save, was so careful to not misuse Krishna's energy. Even for Lord Jagannath, Balaram and Subhadra. Also sometimes he will give everything for Lord Jagannath, for Krishna. So this is Prabhupada's unpredictable character, what he will do, what he will say, that we will never know. We go to him thinking, oh, he's going to approve this, and then he will say the opposite. So I was very surprised. So now we are in Vrindavan. So Srila Prabhupada was asking us to have some good ideas, and he gave some ideas also, I will tell later, to make a little income to maintain ourselves during the construction of Vrindavan, Krishna Balaram Mandir. So Surabhi and Gunanava, they had made some kotas and actually some shawl. It was in Vrindavan, So, but they had it made specially with good price, everything, to sell it. And they wanted to offer, of course, the first one to Srila Prabhupada. So I was with them, we was very happy. So they explained to him, and they offered him. And Srila Prabhupada, I remember very well, he went, oh, I cannot accept. I cannot wear kota with the holy name because I cannot sit on the holy name. I cannot wear a shawl with the holy name because it will touch different part of my body. So you don't do that. You never wear anything with the holy name, even bead bag. So at that time, nobody was doing. It started later. So we was, Prabhupada again opened a door to us, We had the privilege to understand that holy name is Krishna. When Prabhupada gave instruction, he opened doors of Vaikuntha for us. So in Vrindavan, Palika and me was serving Srila Prabhupada, and there was a little conflict in our service sometimes. She would like to give the meal, but actually Srila Prabhupada was giving me the responsibility of boiling of the meal the way he wanted, like that. So she did not, she was not so happy about that, So there was some little conflict, but nobody knew. But Srila Prabhupada knows everything. So just see what happened. One morning, after a little conflict about giving the milk, who is going to give the milk to Srila Prabhupada, just between Palika and me, no one else around. And I know she don't complain, I don't complain. So it is morning, I am there with Prabhupada, a few more devotees, and Prabhupada looked at me, he smiled, he looked at the other devotees and he said, "You see, this Palika and this Kishori, they will never get along because they are not of the same crew." Then Prabhupada said, look at me again. He said, "Even in Goloka, Vrindavan, they will never get along because they are not of the same clan." I could not believe what I was hearing. So on the moment, I simply heard that I am going to Krishna Loka one day. So I left the room very quickly. I have to say that my feet was not touching the ground. It was like I had little wings. And I was screaming, "Palika, Palika!" Srila Prabhupada said, "We are going to Goloka Vrindavan, and we are not from the same clan. We will not be together." So Palika was grumbling, and I was so happy. And I thought, that's unbelievable, how Srila Prabhupada knows everything. So we are in Vrindavan in the evening. This nice darshan with Bhagaji at the time of Srila Prabhupada's milk. So we are sitting, they are talking, and Bhagaji, who was helping her so much for the temple building, was a little disturbed that night because young devotees, was a little bit rude to him. And he was old and he gets tired, and they ask him so much to do. So then Bhagaji, Srila Prabhupada said, my disciples are very raw. Then Bhagaji said, Srila Prabhupada, he said something that I could never ask, He spoke about when Prabhupada will depart. What will happen, Srila Prabhupada? So I could never speak of that because just the word of depart is impossible. So, Srila Prabhupada, what will happen when you will go? So, who will be there after you? So, Srila Prabhupada reflect a few minutes and then he said, Bhagaji, at night, if you look at the sky, there is so many stars. But when the moon is rising, everyone can see the moon. So in that way, when that moon will be rising, everyone will see that moon. In Vrindavan, we had a very nice devotee called Tejas. He was in charge of, he was the treasurer, I don't know how to say in English, of the money. And he was very shrewd with the money. So, but very, very dear to Srila Prabhupada. And you can trust him so much. And he had always little problem between him and his wife, Madira. And everybody knew that. It was very public. And so many funny stories with that. And one evening, we had a sweet darshan, and then Yamuna's best friend was Madira, Teja's wife. And Tejas was a little jealous, you know, because they liked each other so much. So he always wanted to restrain their friendship. He thought they was too much together, and she won't listen to him. So one night we had very nice darshan, and Tejas, out of the blue like this, suddenly he made public, you know, his family problem, and he said to Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, and he is very grave and serious always, but everybody feel like laughing always. So he said, Srila Prabhupada, my wife, she doesn't listen to me, you know. So we all went like this. So Prabhupada looked at him, he said, oh, your wife doesn't listen to you. So why don't you listen to her? So all the girls went, Haribol, Haribol, like this. And then we got out, and Yamuna and Madira, and all the girls was dancing, you know, Haribol, Haribol, like this. Srila Prabhupada, I noticed he was always very, very kind to the ladies, very soft, and never want to hurt the ladies. Exceptionally, if there was some important instruction for the sake of our spiritual life. In Vrindavan, the Krishna Balaram Mandir was very near to be open and installation of the deities. So Yamuna was heartily engaged in the service to Krishna and Balaram. As you know, she met so beautiful deities. She was so precise. She was so perfectionist. And she wanted so much to please devotees and Srila Prabhupada. And of course, everyone knows the temple of Sri Radharaman. And Srila Prabhupada was actually giving sometimes compliments. And I remember speaking of, maybe you can see at Radharaman, how they do, like this. So Yamuna, she had a very nice relation with Brij Basi. She was not rude at all, very warm, very respectful to everyone. And so that Goswami, I don't know how it happened between them two, but she, without asking Srila Prabhupada, I guess she wanted to maybe make him a surprise, and you know. So she wrote a letter to all the temples. That letter must be somewhere. And she told all the devotees that when you come to Vrindavan, I can't remember the name of the Goswami. He was, I guess he was the one in charge there. He was very kind with us. He was the only one. So she said, if you want, you can, this Goswami, he will come and will give you initiation with the Gopal mantra. That is what is in the letter. It is necessary to, for Krishna and Balaram, the worship for our deities like this. And if you want, please, you can buy, we have little toys of silver, so we can put it on the altar like this. Everything we knew about worshipping of deities, all that come from Prabhupada. So, but because as we are in India, we got so many other things who are very attractive at first. So, one day I am in Srila Prabhupada's room, and Srila Prabhupada had called for Yamuna. So she came in, and Srila Prabhupada immediately opened that subject. So Yamuna, you wrote a letter to all the temples, and you told them that when they come, they can get initiation with this Gopal mantra. So he said, I never say that. You know everything, Yamuna, about deity worship. I gave you everything. So I don't want this to be done. So, and also, these toys, silver, like this on the altar, we don't do that. I don't want any toys, anything like this on our altars. So you will write a letter now, and you will cancel totally this program, Yamuna. And of course, she did it. But that Prabhupada was always very strict with that. My grandfather was the greatest decorator of houses in France, most famous. And so I have been brought up like this. So I was always helping and searching what would be the best for Prabhupada. There is so many things there, which was coming actually from my grandfather. So his most famous thing was fireplace. He made huge fireplace, incredible, and who worked very, very nicely. So I really wanted, I could not even think of a place to sit with Prabhupada without a fireplace, big fireplace. So Surabhi was not convinced at all, but I convinced him, and I said to him, it would be so nice, because at night we will sit together with Prabhupada when he's cold. That was the point, that I convinced him. And he will be very warm like this, he will not catch cold and like this. So he made this huge chimney fireplace that you see in Srila Prabhupada's room when you come in. It's very predominant, black. So the day arrived where Srila Prabhupada was coming in his darshan room for the first time. So my heart was beating with a beautiful chimney. And the first words Prabhupada said, "Oh, Surabhi." He was a bit surprised. "You put the fireplace in my darshan room? You put my kitchen in the darshan room," when he saw the fireplace. Because in India, there is never fireplace where they sit together. The fireplace is small and it is always in a corner in the kitchen, in every Brish Bassi place, you see. So then I told Sohabi, look at me, he was not happy, you know. And then I said to him slowly, I said, tell him about the evening. He will have warm, he will not catch cold, it will be so nice for Darshan. So he started to tell to Srila Prabhupada, this fireplace we will put wood, make big fire, and in the winter you will be sitting, you will feel warm. And Srila Prabhupada was actually going to sit down while Sohabi was saying that. So Prabhupada turned like this, and very grave, you know. He said, Vaishnav, they never burn wood to keep warm. They were shy. And he went like this. So Sohabi had a dark look to me. I leave the room. He got some chastisement, you know, like this. And we try the cheminée next day. I was pushing, let's try. Oh my God. Prabhupada came, it was like he saw that the house was burning because the firework was not working. It's not easy to make a good extraction like this. So we never use it. It was never used like that. So we are in Vrindavan, and we get the marble for Vrindavan in Makrana, in Jaipur. Very far place, difficult to reach, very hot. So impossible to travel with Prashadam because it's long way. So we ask Srila Prabhupada that when we travel for our service like this, what we do, is it possible to go to the restaurant? So Srila Prabhupada gave instruction. He said, yes, you can go. You go quickly, you order quickly, you eat quickly, you pay quickly, and you leave quickly. In that way you can eat when you are traveling and go to the restaurant. So I understood that Prabhupada is of course very practical. Now we are in Mayapur, and we are in the room, Sohabi and me, to have a meeting with Srila Prabhupada, especially Sohabi. But of course I don't want to miss the opportunity to be with Srila Prabhupada. So I am there, and they are overlooking the designs. I don't know if it's called master plan, something like this. And Srila Prabhupada is agreeing, and they are talking. I remember that Srila Prabhupada wanted Garuda to be there, and some other deities to be around the temple. That I remember. I remember Ganesh. So, but I can't precise. So, but one moment, Srila Prabhupada was appreciating and correcting something, and one moment I got surprised. Prabhupada said, Sohabi, you forgot something. What, Srila Prabhupada? The gel. So later on, actually, I heard a class where Srila Prabhupada is speaking about the gel. He is explaining that, so it is well confirmed that what Prabhupada said, he wanted a gel. Because Prabhupada said when architect, all that, prepare a city, all those, there is no prisoners, there is no criminals yet, they provide a jail because they know there will be. So, for a reason or another, the jail is not there, but I know that Srila Prabhupada wanted it to be there because I heard it. I was there when he told it, and very firm. We are in New Delhi. The temple of Radha Sabehari is in Bengali Market, just near. Small house. And we have no money for the deities, for feeding them, for Tejas is in charge, and sometimes he doesn't eat even. No. Anyway, we are having a morning walk with Srila Prabhupada. So Surabhi is there, I am there, some other devotee, Narottam is there. And at least a year back, in Bhaktivedanta Manor, Mayati, she was asking me to make some samosa for Srila Prabhupada. She told me a bit about, I never did samosa. So I made samosa the way she told me, and Srila Prabhupada eats those samosa and he liked it very much. But at least a year passed, you see. So, and that time, I was just coming to India. I was not the cook of Srila Prabhupada yet. I was only washing dishes that Yamuna will give me after she cooked for him. So, Srila Prabhupada was walking, and then suddenly he said loudly, and I was behind, so, Kishori, she can make me some samosa. She's making so good samosa. So that was a great link with Srila Prabhupada. How he could remember my samosa, although they go all over the world, and he has thousands of devotees cooking so many nice things for him, you see. So what I learned from this is that Srila Prabhupada is pure gratefulness. He never forget any little service we can render to him. So one time in Vrindavan was the time of the mosquitoes. So we all got alert, and we all was told to be very careful, the servants in Prabhupada's quarter, to close perfectly the doors, so we don't want mosquitoes attack Srila Prabhupada. So one time, I will be so careful. So one time, I am coming. So for those who know Srila Prabhupada quarters, many of you, I am coming from his little kitchen by the garden and enter. So on the left there is Srila Prabhupada room, and on the right and straight you can go in his darshan room. So I am coming, so I am a little after Prabhupada sleeping room, and there come out on my right Arisori. So Arisori blocked me to go, and he started to scream at me. What are you doing? You never close Prabhupada's door. You want Prabhupada to be attacked by mosquitoes like this. And I was so careful to close the door. So I'm like this, you know, and you go like this, and you are stupid, you know, and scream and scream. So I'm like this. I'm trying to tell him, yes, yes, I promise you, I did close the door. Okay. So suddenly, I feel such a strong, I don't know how to say English, poignet, hand, such a strong like this, not on my sari, on my hip. One hand is catching my hip, but so strong, and pull me like this. And who is that? Srila Prabhupada. And he come in front of me like this, he put me behind him, and he went to Arisori. So what now? Why are you speaking to her like this? What is this? You should not speak like this to her. And Srila Prabhupada started to defend me like this. And he got so angry. So the first thing is that Prabhupada touched me. And he defended me. And he always defend the poor, the one who are, you know, women are nothing much. Like that. Oh, that was the unbelievable day, what Prabhupada did. Prabhupada had such a strong strength. You cannot imagine. Such strength. Hare Krishna.
Je anilo premadana Karuna prachur